us next.
If there was.
And this is our last one. Your attention, please.
Because it's like this specific subject, like no one asked the question.
Okay, so for my grady, like I had a few ideas, but I decided like to choose something that was the most meaningful to me. And what's one of the most meaningful things to me are like my siblings and just kids in general. I really like them. I really care about them. So I'm going to be focusing on how by listening to kids and listening to what they say, specifically younger kids, can actually help you grow up. So I've had some experience and other people have had some experience, or you might have too, where some little kid says something and you're like, what the hell are they talking about? And maybe it might seem weird what they're saying or whatever, but I believe that what they're saying is actually more wise than maybe someone that's older would say. Because when you're younger, you have less influence on your thought process, outside. You would have less outside influence on your thought process than an adult would. Like, we all, develop the way we talk or the way we think from other people a little bit. But I think that little kids really speak from their heart. So that's what I want to focus on, and how, by growing down, Roger helped me come up with this idea. By growing down, you might be growing up. So I have an example of something that my little sister said once. And she said this when she was in church. But I'm not just focusing on religious aspects. Like, sometimes little kids just say something that's really smart. But she had my mom write this down for her. And she said, you have 5 special energies: excitement, laughter, joy, sadness, and you can be downtrodden. Keep in mind, she was like 5 when she said this.
Oh my God.
And then she said, inside Jesus' heart, there's a list of all the colors of the feelings. And there's a gift from all the feelings, and that is love. So, it might seem kind of crazy, okay? But what's really fascinating to me is that she just thought of this. Like, no one told her anything. She's not hearing stuff like this. She just came up from it, and she just came up with it. And I think that the way that children come up with these things is from truly themselves and not from other people, especially when they're younger. I don't know. I'm just gonna talk about some experience that people have had and how listening to them can help you have a greater understanding of the world and have a different outlook on things and just help you live, I guess. I don't know. I feel like that was too short. Does anyone have questions?
Questions, Fiona?
What do you say to those people who believes that children are devils? Because that's what I think. I hate children. Oh God, little kids.
Damn.
What I would say to that is, one, you used to be a child yourself, so that's kind of a foolish argument.
No, I hate myself too.
Well, then maybe you should go talk to someone about that.
Ooh.
Yeah, maybe you should go to Malaya's topic and find some self-care. So what I would say is, I think, hating kids is really an outlook, and I feel like it's the same with everyone else. Like, you might not like someone, but you need to take the time to get to know them and to just see that everyone has their own way of doing things, and kids are just the same. They're like mini adults. You know what I mean? Okay, they don't have as much experience, but it's kind of foolish to just, section all kids into being devils or something without really getting to know them. I think you're just seeing the outside view of children. I would say you need to take more time to really think about, they haven't been here that long. They're not, 17 years old, 16 years old like you. They have a different thought process. So maybe just be less judgy. just judge less.
All
Malaya.
right, Malaya.
So like children, when they're younger, they have like less. Most children have like this childhood like wonder about them because they don't know about like terrible things. Do you think that like when they grow up and start to learn about things and like become adults, do you think they become like worse and dumber? Because I don't know. I feel like it's so special to be a child, and I feel like you lose a lot when you grow up. What are your opinions on that?
I wouldn't necessarily like say that they would get dumber. I wouldn't say that because like gaining information, like you're gaining intelligence, but I feel like they're losing something. They're losing something that's like their true self. You know what I mean? I feel like when you're learning about bad things or scary things, that really puts a lot of weight on your heart and on your soul, and I feel like you're gonna become more cautious. And I feel like children are more free-spirited, so I feel like it kind of just, it dampers down, and then sometimes kind of just gets rid of, you just being able to be you without worrying about something. I wouldn't say that it would make them dumber, but I think in a way it would make them degress from being, their true self or something.
A lot of questions.
So when I was like a child, right? I was kind of scared of growing up to a certain extent, but I also hated being a child because you were a child and you couldn't do certain things that adults could do, and for this reason, it was very sad. So like on a personal level, what do you think? Did you like being young or younger?
I did. I think I was definitely more free. I wasn't really worried about what other people thought. I wasn't really worried about like what I would say. I mean, sometimes I'm not worried about what I'd say still. I don't really care too much. But I feel like it's much simpler to be a child, and there's just more freedom to be who you are. When you grow up and you're around like people your age or people older than you tend to act differently because you want to have this you want people to have this vision of you, like you're put together or you're polite or something, but kids aren't worried about that. They're honest. Like, was it you said something the other day about, no, someone said something the other day. They were on, it was Malaya. Malaya was talking to you about this little kid that was like, why are all the people on the train fat, Mom? Or someone was saying
that
it.
was Dylan.
That was Dylan?
Yeah, I was
Okay,
talking to you about
it was
Dylan
Dylan.
said it.
And he was, and like, that kid was just being honest, you know what I mean? But like, to adults, it's like, you can't say that. So I think it's just like honest.
Yeah, I have a similar story when I was young. Any other questions over there? There's like, yeah.
Just had a comment. Have you done any research on Montessori education? Because I went to a Montessori school, and just your whole pitch reminded me of the Montessori kind of approach to education, like listening to children, and children are the smart ones. So I think that would be a cool addition.
Yeah, I haven't done any specific research for this paper, but I've researched it in the past, and I almost went to a Montessori school as well. So, and my mom was really interested. So.
My children were kicked out of Montessori school.
Really?